Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name's Bob, I'll be your host. In the world of darkness, we're all familiar with it being full of vampires and werewolves, and to a degree mages and changelings. But there are other creatures in the world of darkness that they've printed games for. And one of those creatures that is hardly talked about is the Kyujin, which are pretty much Asian vampires from China and Japan and Korea. And these type of vampires, they're not exactly vampires. They're more akin to the Risen with race. But they still kind of operate as vampires. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. We're going to talk about the Kindred of the East. This book has 221 pages and a copyright of 1998. It was published by White Wolf Games, and all of the artwork in this book is in black and white. It's pretty decent, so let's go ahead and look at that artwork. All of the artwork in this book is in black and white, and it's pretty decent artwork as well. It goes a long way to setting a proper tone and mood for this game. To play this game, what you're going to need is, of course, a copy of this book and a copy of the Vampire the Masquerade core book. You also need as many 10-sided dice as you can get your hands on. The Kindred of the East is a source book for the Vampire the Masquerade, and it allows you to play a different type of creature than just a regular vampire. The rules used in this game are exactly the same as in Vampire the Masquerade, so they don't really cover the rules again. So you'll need this book for the rules, and that's the standard rules. You add an ability and an attribute together to come up with a number of dice that you're going to roll against a difficulty for a certain number of successes to achieve what you're doing. Character creation in this game is pretty standard for the White Wolf system. You'll first pick a nature and a demeanor. Your nature is basically what your character's like on the inside, and your demeanor is how you present yourself to the rest of the world. You'll get a balance and a direction being like north, south, east, west. Your balance being yin, yang, center. And these will come from the Dharma you pick. The Dharma is a path that your character tries to follow. And the Dharmas that you have to pick from are the Howl of the Devil Tiger, the Way of the Resplendent Crane, the Song of the Shadow, the Path of the Thousand Whispers, and the Dance of the Thrashing Dragon. You'll then pick a Poe nature. Your Poe is a demon spirit that resides in you. And then you'll figure up your abilities. There are 3 categories of abilities: physical, mental, and social. These are each broken up to 3 smaller bits, giving you a total of 9 abilities. Abilities are strength, dexterity, stamina, charisma, manipulation, appearance, perception, intelligence, and wits. And these are ranked from 1 to 5 dots. You get 1 dot in each of these for free. And then you pick a priority amongst the 3 categories, being physical, mental, or social. And that prioritized category will get 7 dots to split up amongst the 3 abilities. Your next most important will get 5 more dots, and your least most important will get 3. You'll then figure up your attributes, which are talents, skills, and knowledge. Talents are kind of things that come naturally to you. Skills are things you've learned, and knowledge is your smarts and stuff, book smarts, kind of. You don't get any free dots for the attributes, and you pick a prioritized category, and whatever is prioritized will get 13 dots to split up amongst them. Your second most important will get 9, and your least most important will get 5. You'll then get disciplines, because like regular vampires, the Kyujin get disciplines, and you get 1 demon art, and then you can pick 2 others. They got multiple types of disciplines for this kind of creature. There's the Shantaya, the Chi, the Soul, and the Demon Arts. You'll then get 5 points for backgrounds, and you can pick backgrounds from the Vampire the Masquerade game, and it'll list those that are prohibited to you, such as generation and clan status. And it also got some new backgrounds for this particular type of creature in this book. You'll then get 4 dots for chi virtues. Each of your chi virtues will start with 1 dot for free, and then you get 4 more split up amongst them. Your starting Po rating is 3. Your willpower will be equal to whatever your final Hun rating is at character creation. And your starting Chi will be equal to whatever your starting Yin and Yang are at character creation. And your Dharma rating will start off at 1. And the Dharma will rank from 1 to 10. It can be increased as your character goes along. And the Dharma will determine how much Chi you can spend per round and what all you can do and how high your attributes can go. It'll also determine how you feed. Now, unlike regular vampires, they don't necessarily drink blood. The Kyujin, when they first start out, they have to eat flesh in order to gain Chi. And the Chi takes the place of blood points. As you get more powerful in your Dharma, you can get Chi through drinking blood, and then through stealing breath, and then eventually osmosis. And you have 3 types of Chi. You have your Demon Chi, you have your Yin Chi, and your Yang Chi. And there's also rules in here on Chi imbalance. If one of your Chi scores is higher than the other by 3, it can seriously do some stuff to your character. And that's pretty much character generation, other than spending 15 freebie points to more round out your character. The Kyujin, as they call themselves, they reside over in China and Japan and Korea and so forth. And they pretty much keep the other kindred out of that area. And they do all kinds of crazy things over there. This game is pretty neat. The Kyujin have some of the same weaknesses as regular vampires, but yet also don't have any of the same weaknesses. Sunlight can hurt them, but instead of turning to ash, they rot. Instead of being embraced and created by another, the Kyujin is a spirit that has unfinished business and manifests itself in its body and comes back from the dead, like the Risen, which is very neat. I like Risen. And it gets into the details about that, how aggravated damage works for them and what can actually hurt them, and gets into how their powers work. It gives the history of the different locations that you'll find the Kyujin, such as China and Japan and Korea. It gives their histories with the Kyujin. It also tells how they are in the modern day. It gives you their background and what you can do there, which is very helpful. It also gets into some of the other creatures that you'll find in these areas, such as the Ngyokai. I know I pronounced that wrong, but basically the Werewolves of the East. And they printed a book for that, so you can play werewolves using this game. But they have a pretty good description of them in here, so you can actually use them in your game. And it talks about how the changeling operate here, and wraiths, and mages, and hunters. So that's pretty neat. It's got a blank character sheet in the back, which is always good to know. It's got some other stuff for you that you can put into your game. And all in all, it's just a different way to play Vampire the Masquerade with characters that aren't necessarily vampires, but are kind of considered vampires. Kind of weird. Which brings me to 3 questions. Would I play a character in this game? Yeah, I almost did at one point. There were services that was really interested in this game, and we all went out and bought the books, and we were always going to play it, but then we wound up playing something else instead and never came back around to it, so I never got a chance to play it. So I might play if I can find someone interested. Would I run this game? If I had the opportunity, I might, but there's not a lot of people out there that have even really heard of Kindred of the East, much less want to play it if they have. So, would I recommend this book? I'm not really big on the Old World of Darkness anymore, but I would recommend this book as kind of a curiosity. It's kind of neat and it does something different, and those are things I really like. So yeah, I'd recommend it as something to look into, just to do something different, or maybe throw a curveball at your players. Who knows? But thank you for joining me at a look at this book, and hopefully you'll join me next time where we'll talk about something else. Bye.